Hey, Matthew. That's what I meant to say. Here we are, about to do some crime. Everything is all exactly what it's supposed to be. I'm not listening to myself in Twitch chat. And life is good. Welcome to Actual Play and
Yay.
the Wobbegong crew. It's been a while.
Yeah.
We've been busy. But we're here.
6 weeks of real life.
I know. It gets in the way of criming, right? You understand
really
what like downtime is a real thing. Like it's not easy. You got to work for that.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah,
I definitely feel like my recent rolls have also been 2s and 3s. So yeah.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah. Well, I had Big Bad Con. Game Reg just went live yesterday, and that was exciting. That was fun times. We had over 700 bookings in the first 5 minutes.
Nice.
People clicking, going click. And the site handled it pretty well. We had a couple games get overbooked because that always happens, but overall, it wasn't the end of the world. And we fixed it up very quickly, so everyone got notifications.
Congrats.
Yeah, thanks.
What's the usual size of Big Bad?
It grows every year. Last year was 540. This year we have 500 and a bunch just got purchased. So I'm going to guess 525 badges sold right now, which means that by the con, I'm guessing 600, 650.
Nice.
So
very nice.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be a point where I'm like, stop. No more growing. Don't get any bigger. This is as big as we can do. But I don't know what that's going to look like yet.
Then you're going to have to move to a bigger area to hold the convention. And then, PR's got to get out there. And
yeah, we've already done it once. We've already moved one time. Not because we needed a bigger area, but because the old space they remodeled. So we would pull the beds out of rooms and put gaming tables in them to have private game rooms.
Gotcha.
Because it's a West Coast thing that we do, and they bolted all the beds to the floor, and I was like, well, I don't know if you had a lot of bed thefts. I don't know what the issue.
No, they're tired of you making private gaming rooms. They said we've had enough of you West Coast gamers.
Yeah,
coming in here moving our stuff. Yeah,
so we had to move locations, and anyway, but now our new location is better, and we love it, so it's all good.
Nice.
It's good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Rock on.
Shall we
cry?
delve back into our memory of 6 weeks ago and try to remember what was going on in August when we were last playing the Aurora job?
Yeah, we definitely should.
Okay, we had. I remember the big parts were Maud and I had a glare down after we abandoned the ghost who had befriended her.
Yeah,
and then we managed to flee to the bar where Rorik kept his stash.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that's where we left off.
And the Dimmer sisters sort of showed up and put some ghost whammy on us. And it was a fairly dire situation where we were either going to be caught by more of them. Oh, and in the midst of that, Maud got to listen in on the Dimmer sisters, and we heard all their names, which are the hours of the night.
Yeah. And that it's a big collective of people. It's not just a few of them.
Yeah. There was definitely 12 that were named, or I think there might have been up to 12 that were named. And we got the next hint, which was that they knew the place where Rorik had gone, and they were sending somebody there, but we were closer. So mechanically, I think that was represented by the clocks being Wobbegong crew finds Rorik. We're at 6 of 8 ticks.
Yep.
Dimmer sisters find Rorik. They're at 3 of 6 ticks.
Nice.
Spirit Wardens being in the mix are at 2 of 8 ticks.
Oh.
And all the other ones are the Gondoliers haven't gotten anything, and the Railjacks have got 1 out of 6. So.
Yeah.
Everyone's making progress towards this. We don't have a lot of, but it's that last scene that I kind of remember the when we said, "Hey, we're here for Rorik." The guy was like, "Yeah, he came and cleared out his stuff," or maybe he said, "Here's his stuff." That's where my memory is faulty. What was that?
No, I thought that the woman he loved came and cleared out his stuff for some reason.
I thought he had possessed an old woman. His ghost had possessed an old woman, and she had gotten the stuff.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
No, I remember that a woman had come and gotten his stuff. I thought for some reason it had been his paramour while he'd been alive.
Yeah, it was like a cloak and some knives and a
gun, I think,
and a pistol. Yeah.
Yeah. And did
the pub was called the Thirsty Ghost.
The Thirsty Ghost.
Which is appropriate considering where we are.
And well named. Yeah. Did we learn anything about this woman? Did he know anything about where she was or anything else? Or
I seem to remember that she was a ship captain. Like she had a little like produce skiff.
Right, because he grabbed her off of the canal, didn't he?
Yeah, he grabbed her off the canal.
Cool. Yep. So she is a person that that like other people live in this city and could be found.
Yes.
A
real live human person.
And had the bad luck to be docked at Crowsfoot on that particular moment.
Yeah. And how recently did she come by? What was the time frame?
I don't remember establishing that. I don't remember establishing that, to be honest.
Okay. Well, why don't we start in there then?
Cool. Yeah, it's a rainy night, and you're in the Thirsty Ghost, which is an old rundown pub. I think once it was really nice, and when it first opened, it must have been really impressive. But that was 40 years ago, and the polish is now firmly off. And the bartender is an old friend of Rorik, and probably I mean you can see on his forearm he's got an iron hook, so it's a pretty good deal that he is a former scoundrel. Matter of fact, he's missing a hand because there was back in the day there was a time where they decided that taking hands was a good idea. So he's actually missing his left hand. And he says, "Yeah, the older lady came by a few minutes ago, but I don't know, less than half an hour.
There you go.
Picked up. She knew all the passwords, so I gave her Rorik stuff."
And you say she was a ship captain. She had a barge that she came in on.
Now that you mention it, so just backing up. I don't think she came here on the ship, but I think you guys actually tracked her past the ship. Is my memory of it.
Right, I think that's what led us to that shop where we got waylaid by the Dimmer sisters.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
She was like, no. But now that you mention it, she did look like.
Yeah, and
she did look like one of the produce skiff ladies.
Mm-hmm.
And Maud does not have a lot of coin to push around, so it's not like she can offer like a lot. But she sort of leans somewhat suggestively forward, and
I think I have some coin that I could offer forward.
Yeah,
as I recall. Let me check my character sheet.
Yeah. Well, a whole coin is like a giant amount of payout. Your lifestyle sort of indicates how wealthy you are, like what kind of like money. You can spend a coin like that, but that's like, here, dude, I'm going to give you a major bribe.
Oh no, like I can pull out like a couple of shilling and throw it on the
Yeah, yeah, and how
kind of thing.
how well those rate are based off of your lifestyle, which I think, at least in the case of mod, is it's not high. Yeah, I haven't even filled up a full bar of lifestyle. I don't know if you have scanning. Yeah,
Oh,
we're both.
I'm not
We're
sure
both
actually. Hold on.
But I will lean forward and ask, see if asking nicely helps get his way. And would you know if she has a name? This skiff captain, this produce lady.
Yeah, yeah. What? Zamira. That was her.
Sounds like an Eruvian.
Maybe her dad was, or her mom was. Looked like it could have been half Zeus.
Interesting.
And this is a little tricky because part of this is part of it. This conversation started a month ago,
right.
Last time we played. So I'm wondering what this bartender's motivation is for helping us, if any. And I think maybe rather than try and recollect what it is, I'd like to see if I can study him and get a sense of what his feelings about Rourke are right now.
Yeah.
Because I sort of want to be able to reassure him that we're looking after Rourke's best interests. I think he's a friend of Rourke's.
Right.
And I think in order to ascertain that, I should sort of, from this discussion, I would like to read this guy and figure out what it is he's looking for. What he thinks is going to be doing right by Rourke, so that we can reassure him.
I think that's controlled with standard effect.
Cool. Oh, yay! The roll 20s working. Huzzah. Zamira the skiff captain. All right. Let me see if I can do this thing. All right, there's that.
Should name this guy too.
And Pete, you'll probably hate me for doing this, but I think it makes a lot of sense to spend a little bit of time here and finding out what we can about Rourke. Okay. And I'd like to suggest advancing one of the other people's clocks as a devil's bargain because of the time that we take to talk to him. If that sounds amenable to you, Jed.
Yeah.
Sure.
Fine.
Which clock are you gonna move? The gondoliers?
No, I did that just to. I'm gonna move the dimmer sisters up one, and I'm gonna move the railjacks up one.
Nice.
Jeez.
I like it. It's okay. I might be moving us up with the study or with the follow up from the study. We'll see. The study may be the action or it may be the setup action. I'm not sure, depending on what he tells us. All right. Mm-hmm. Controlled, standard, taking a bonus die for taking our time. Nice. Devil's bargain.
Oh,
well deserved.
Cool. You wanna check off what is it, another 2? Or is it 3?
I think standard would be 2. Yep. That would do it. If you feel like this action is directly contributing towards us.
I totally do. Cool. He says, I mean, this guy, let's name
What's
this
his
guy.
name? Yeah.
Yeah. Since we,
he's got a missing hand. He's got a tattoo. He's a friend of Rourke. Yeah. It's
a character. He's got we'll go by his alias, Tackle.
Tackle's
okay.
Good. Start putting it in the notes.
Yep.
Tackle. At Thirsty Ghost.
Really get a piece of scrap paper out here. Cruise along. He says, "You lads trying to hunt down his ghost."
And I think, this is when we all sort of lean in conspiratorially, so it's not. So already this, I'm sure not a place
across the whole bar.
Yeah, exactly. We are.
We would be very interested if we could meet up with the ghost. Yes.
Hold on.
Imagining Tackle is pondering what the right course of action is.
What are you lads gonna do once you catch him?
I think that depends on the disposition of our friend Warwick. We'd like to. When he was alive, he was in the middle of many affairs with the keeping the peace in Crowsfoot, and some of his other personal dealings, and we suspect that he's still up to. We suspect that death hasn't really put an end to that, and we're interested in doing business. We don't mean him harm, but
he grew up in a tenement about a block from here. I heard ghosts sometimes go back to where they came from.
Mm-hmm. All right, then.
And Tackle, is there anything you wish us to convey to him when we...
When next we encounter him?
When we make our readings.
Nah, I told him everything I needed to tell him when he was alive. But thanks, lads. Just be kind to him.
We'll do our best.
There's a good chance that he's gone feral, or if not, that he's getting there. If we can help him, we will. And like Maud, I think this is the first time I felt like Maud actually is in her element here, where like Maud pulls out some of her like jangly bits that clearly that clearly are very obvious whisper accoutrements.
Right.
She wears them normally. It's not like she's hiding them, but she kind of shows I'm in the business.
Yeah. She flashes the badge, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus you've got layers on, so there's not everything showing at the same time.
Yeah, right. So,
lads, if I find out Lissa got a hold of that ghost, I'm going to take my apron off and I'm going to settle scores. And for a minute, you can feel the old guy that this guy, the scoundrel that this guy was once upon a time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to set retirement aside and I'm going to settle scores. You understand that?
Clearly.
Lissa made us an offer. We turned it down.
Good.
I think we did. Hold on. Wait a second. Sean forgets. We had two offers. One was from Lissa, one from someone else. We didn't take Lissa's, right? Am I right?
Right. I'm pretty sure that's true.
No, we went with the shadowy person who was offering a huge amount of money.
Right. As opposed to Lissa, who was offering just a reasonable amount of money.
Right.
Yeah.
Although it would have gotten us in good with her for the later negotiation for the hostage things and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Well.
Or whomever. I forget.
That's Sasha's.
Sasha, right. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. Cool. So, I think we cut to us outside that tenement building.
Yeah, it is an abandoned tenement. And the reason why is because there are two buildings that have been built alongside of it that are kind of if you get the feeling that if those two buildings were to leave, the tenement would fall over.
Yeah, it's sandwiched between the two of them.
Yeah, it's just a mess and
wedged on in there.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
There are some people, shooting up spark on the bottom floor. You can see it. You can see their lighters sparking up. But he told you that Rorik grew up on the third floor.
Right. I feel like this is like every scene where the protagonist who doesn't quite belong is walking through the drug den, where we're like, I mean, we're clearly scoundrels too. It's not like we're the law or anything like that, but I feel that we definitely stand out as we were walking, like trying to cut our way through these people that are in various states of inebriation.
Yeah.
Well, you might stand out.
Yeah. you feel like you fit in with the.
Oh, no. I just feel like they're not going to really notice. They're just not going to notice me.
Oh, fair. Yes. That's a good point.
Yes.
Maud is not making any effort to prowl or conceal herself, but she is making an effort not to disturb people unnecessarily. So she's trying to weave between them. I imagine the crow is much more subtle and
sliding along.
Yeah. So any obstacle from us to get up to the third floor?
No. I mean, it's the stairs are definitely a mess, and you can see places where rainwater is dripping down like the middle of the stairwell, because the roof is a mess, and wood is kind of expanding and groaning with the weather.
Yeah.
But no, it's you just climb the stairs. It's nothing too you definitely if you had to if you touch the banister, you can feel that a hard shove would put somebody right into the middle of this thing.
Yeah. It wobbles and
it's not pretty. Not that a fight in a tenement is ever going to be a good thing, but this one is
ready to
pretty precarious.
We could quite literally bring the walls down upon us.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So before we get we're on the second floor of the second set of the stairs leading up to the third floor. Does the crow carry any spirit bane charms in that? Obviously, is he the kind of guy who's like ghosts?
Oh yeah, no, I carry a spirit bane charm.
Yeah,
no, I carry one definitely.
So Maud sort of looks and you see her do this too. This isn't something she's asking you to make a difference, and she tucks hers away. And she's like, she doesn't want to poke you or anything like that, but she sort of points and says, it may be rude to come in warding yourself.
My spirit bane is actually a cameo, so I just slide it into my breast pocket.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, so I think we kind of do that thing where you prepare yourself to have an important meeting, right? And in this case, it's not wearing garlic to the meeting with the vampire, right?
Yes, but there's something that I don't have a snifter full of holy water in my back pocket. Just
right. Well, and I'm and on that note, I'm holding my spirit mask, which is this abalone shell mask that has been
I've seen it
worn through many. I'm just saying it for the viewers.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
It's clearly really, really aged. It's this is not a mask that Maud made. This is one that's been handed down. And it's all these abalone shells that have been fitted together and bonded somehow, and they've been cracked and replaced, and in full light it has a very scintillating effect, but in the dark it just has a little bit of a glow to it from the reflective nature of the shells. So she has that sort of ready if communication with him is difficult without it, but no lightning hook or spirit bane charm or any of that jazz else present.
Because that would be inviting trouble.
Yeah, well, it would be coming on the offensive, and that's not her intent.
Right.
So yeah, I think we knock on the door.
Yeah, no. So as you're going up the stairs, you hear a conversation from inside of the door, and you hear Rorik's voice, and he says, "There's some coins sewn into the cloak. Consider it my payment for passage." She said, "You hijacked my skin." And he says, "I did what I had to, and I've done things I'm sorry about before, and I'm sure I'll do things I'm sorry about again. Go back to your peppers, Zamira. This isn't your world. Be careful on the steps. Stick to the wall, not the banister."
Where was he when we were ascending?
Yeah. Maud looks sort of down at the steps, like that was lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Is there room to kind of like stand off the way? So if the door opens out, for instance, is there a way to like stand behind the door so that if someone is like, say, come out, that they might not notice us and just go down on their own?
Yeah, totally. You can step into another. You can step kind of into the water closet, or into another room, and she won't see you.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, go on. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think I'd be inclined to just wait until she leaves and not like complicate that interaction any further.
Yep. Yeah, she makes her way down the steps, muttering to herself and cussing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Maud has some sympathy. Like possession's bad, but we got more important things to do.
Right.
Yep. True.
So I think I want to like, she opens the door and leaves. Like we catch the door before it closes.
Yeah.
Right.
Is
the crow the kind? The upper corner.
Yeah, is the crow the kind to make the first introduction, or would he?
Sure, of course I would.
Cool.
I slide into the room and bow. But may I perhaps be addressing the ghost of Rorik?
And Rorik is there. It's clearly spectral, except he's holding one of his knives, and that's real.
Mm-hmm.
He clearly took one of his. He didn't take the pistol, but he took the knife.
Mm-hmm.
And normally a ghost's form is sort of like amorphous, but sort of it seems to be like the more powerful or intelligent or sort of cogent the ghost is, the more they hold their shape. Does Rorik look like decidedly like Rorik, or is this sort of a fuzzy, hazy ghost, or can we not tell unless we sort of attune to the ghost?
Yeah, no, he. It really looks like Rorik. Like for a second, it just looks like, it just looks like him. And then, when he moves, when he gives it away.
Mm-hmm.
But when he stands still for a second, it kind of looks like him.
Yeah, I think Maud takes that in.
And I think you guys walk in and he takes a step like someone who doesn't want two people to get on either side of him,
Right.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of, I don't want to get flanked.
Right.
I'm going to show my empty hands to him and say, "We didn't come here for trouble. We just wanted to talk."
It's not much trouble of that kind you can do me anymore.
Well,
There's like Maud is just like slightly tempted to show that she's got that she can, but there's like, nah.
That's why I go, not what I've seen tonight.
We don't mean to barge in on you, but you're not an easy man to find.
Living or dead.
We're a new crew, the Wobbegong gang, and we've been sent to find you. But we're more curious, personally, what it is that you're doing than we are about turning you into anyone in particular. And we happen to know there are quite a few others seeking you as well. And if we could make an arrangement,
there's quite a handsome price on your ephemeral head, if I may say so.
I'm trying to keep myself from getting hungry. I don't want to go feral.
and we can respect that.
Well, and it seems that you might need some protection from all these people that are seeking you out, unless you want to be found by them. And that's not for us to say.
Actually, at this point, I think I'm going to slide over to the door. Does it open out or does it open in?
I think we've come in through the door, right? Did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've come in through the door. Yeah. Opened apartment doors, right? They would open in.
Yeah, I think
right.
You could smash them in if there was a fire. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to slide it all the way open, and I'm going to lean into it so that it can get a shot down, a clear view down the staircase.
Nice.
I've got a bad feeling.
Yeah.
We don't mean to. Oh, and let's just give a sense of the space that we're in right now. This room, this apartment that we're in.
Yeah.
Does it look like it's been abandoned for a long time?
Yeah. It looks like it's been abandoned. There's layers of wallpaper are peeling off of the wall. There is a place in a corner where the water has dripped through the wood, and you could just go right down into the next apartment on the second floor. Right now you're in kind of like a parlor, and then right next to that is the kitchen, and then beyond that is like the master bedroom.
And is everything in it of value gutted?
Yeah, it's yes. Yeah. It's all been stolen. Yeah.
We're not going to open a cabinet and find his fine aged whiskey sitting there. Has it been?
No, I don't think so.
And it's probably, he grew up here. He didn't live here before he died, so it wouldn't be his homestead anyway.
Right.
I know you don't know us, but there are several other crews that are after you. And like I said, if you wish to be found by them, we're not going to stand in your way. But if we can work with you, I think that we have some mutual friends and some mutual enemies. Lissa to be the first of them.
Lissa to be the first of our mutual friends or mutual enemies?
I want to see what his reaction. I purposely said that, not specifying, because I want to see what his reaction to her, to me saying her name was.
Yeah.
Can I tell? Can I study him and get a sense of like, does he
yes.
hate her?
I'm gonna say that is risky standard.
Cool. And I have some harm. I want to make sure I'm not forgetting this harm. I don't think it applies here, but I'm both shocked and have a ghost passenger. Went from ghost possession to
cool.
Ghost interference to ghost passenger.
Cool.
So I just want to remember those in cases of all right. Yeah, so I'm studying him. I like risky standard. That sounds great. Let's see if I can roll like I did last time.
Cool.
Do you have any stake in this, Crow? Do you want to assist, or are you interested?
What would I need to throw your way in this case?
Well, you could spend mechanically. You could spend a stress to give me a die, to assist and give me a die,
right.
Or we can both roll study and we take the better of the rolls, the two. But I'm not actually sure now I think about it. I asked for it, but then I realized I don't know if there's a good way to assist in like reading something.
Yeah, I can't think of a good way to throw you.
That's fine. That's good. Let's just see what happens.
And honestly, considering how high I am up on the stress track with already 2 trauma, I'm kind of reluctant.
No problem.
Not that I don't love mod.
No.
Oh, snap.
It doesn't matter because I got it. All right.
There you go.
That's me in the Roll20 cheat codes. That's the second time Maud has critted reading somebody.
There you go.
Wow.
I think we know where her strengths lie in this case.
Yeah, I mean, he hates her so much, like he doesn't even know where to begin. He's got a really good poker face. He did in life and he does in death. But it is like the room goes cold. You start to be able to see your own breath.
Yeah.
Wow.
She stabbed you in the back. We all know it. And she threw you in the canal for the hungry ghosts to feed on. The fact that you're still here is a miracle in itself. Now,
I think it's testament to the strength of the men.
Now for the Wobbegong crew, we've been trying to do our business, and the crows have been nothing but in the way. At least under her leadership.
I'd appreciate it if you could get me out of here. I need to make a connection with this place. I need to keep from being feral. I've gotten here, but I'm not sure how to do it.
Is he saying that he thinks he will stop from going feral by being in this home that he's in, or
he's saying that he has to do something to make a connection to this place? He's not really sure what that means. Like he's heard someone say that.
Yeah.
And he doesn't, like, he's gotten here, but he has no idea how to proceed.
Yeah. Well, Ma is not exactly like a ghost rights activist, but
right.
But would she know about this process, or perhaps one of her strange friends might know about this process?
I mean, you might have heard of it. Absolutely. If you want to, you might have heard that ghosts who don't want to go feral, like, that when ghosts go feral, they very often follow patterns, but they don't really necessarily follow places.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they linger around the place where they were killed, but that's just really because they're kind of still tethered,
Right.
But this is the first time you've heard of like a ghost going back and tracking where they've been in life. Like that's weird and new to you. But you've never really heard, I doubt you've ever heard of a ghost, that was willful enough to try not to be feral.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sounds like it makes sense to Maud, I think, but I don't know if you've ever actually heard about it. If you want to make, I don't know, some kind of an information roll or whatever.
No, I think that's a good. I think that's a good. Yeah, I feel like that's a good place for Maud to be. Is like that sounds like it's familiar, but she doesn't know. Like I'm thinking, we could do a flashback to her asking somebody why would they go back to their home, and maybe they could tell her. But I don't feel like that's, the flashback is to save your butt when you're like you're caught off guard. Haha, you're not. Like this isn't a thing where I feel like I don't know. Pete, if you're interested in like knowing more, I'm cool with leaving it as a mystery now and maybe working on it as a long-term project to help him.
Sure.
If we want
to. No, I'm completely fine with that.
If that sounds
cool.
So I think I just say, I don't know how it's done, but I do know that if you stay here, the Dimmer Sisters and the Gondoliers and eventually the Spirit Wardens are going to find you. So what I offer is that if you want to come with us, we'll work on finding you a way to get here. We'll work on finding you a way to bind yourself with this place.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go with you. What do we do now, Whisper?
I need to ask you I need to ask you for a bit of assistance. I've got a passenger who's been lingering a bit too long, and if you want to come with me safely, I think you might have to be the one to kick him out. I don't like mechanically this doesn't work, but I'm going to suggest that he possesses me.
Yeah,
and that he kicked maybe in the next downtime action, I'll use that as justification for me healing my ghost passenger, that he like kicked the other ghost was stuck in me out.
I think this demands some kind of a roll.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. A tune seems like.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we're at risky standard. Yeah.
And this feels like a place where my ghost passenger would mess me up, like trying to allow a ghost to possess me when I already have another one still partially there. That feels
totally. Yeah.
So I have reduced effect because of that. So I'm at risky limited. And
do you want to do we both roll and whichever is the best we keep kind of thing, or
we could do that? Absolutely.
I feel like you could probably use some help with this.
Yeah. Right. And if you're attuning as well, that may be the thing that bumps our magnitude up, where we kind of get at even odds, and we can get, I don't know. I'm not sure if you feel like having more people
I think
on this will affect magnitude, because if so, that can bump us back up to standard effect.
Yep. I think that's good.
All right. Yeah. So this is the case where you doing it with me actually is much more beneficial than just even spending the helping die, because we get that extra effect.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Yeah, let's see. So we're back to risky standard, and we're both rolling. And so Maud will put on her spirit mask and attune to the, like kind of her eyes will go through the mask. Her eyes will go from her normal dark brown to like they'll sort of whiten as she looking through the mask. You'll notice her eyes whiten as she attunes the ghost field and tries to do this like difficult dance of pushing one ghost out while letting another in, or letting two in. I'm not sure how it's going to look, but
I'm going to take my palm and place it at the base of her skull.
Nice.
And channel in through the energies that I shift through when I shift into the veil.
Awesome.
Oh, awesome.
And apparently I rolled a 6.
Nice.
We both rolled 6s. Yay.
We need synchronized, and we could have turned that into a crit.
Yeah.
Man, sorry, Jad. You get no fun. We're just rolling 6s all night.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Such a pisser.
That's fantastic. You feel him go in to your soul and have a fight with a ghost, and with Scannon's help, he destroys the ghost. But he does it inside you.
Yeah.
So I think there's kind of like a moment where you have to like pull the mask up and just vomit ectoplasm out.
Oh, lovely. I love it. Yeah. Like I don't think Maud has ever experienced this before, so it like catches her off guard, and she like runs to a corner. She runs to like the hole in the ground where like goes,
nice.
Goes, and just like
whoa.
Nice.
And don't reveal that ectoplasm goes.
What I'm kind of inclined.
The slurry that is underneath crow's foot.
Judd, would it be okay with you if I renamed Ghost Passenger to Ghost Wreckage? Like,
yes.
I still have the harm, but it's like the fight of two ghosts inside her.
Yes.
Exactly.
I love it.
And I think with Rorik in you, you feel your hands like twitch towards knives that aren't there every once in a while. Like you feel your hands like want to kind of just pat a hip or run across your back in order to check that there's a knife that he would have put there, but you don't.
Yeah.
And he does it compulsively, and he does it all. He's like kind of trying to do it all the time.
Yep. Yeah. So I think there's a couple times where like I flinch and go to do it, and eventually I like gain control, and
Yeah.
it's like a tick, but it doesn't, like, it goes from a full motion to just like a little bit of a tick.
Yep, totally. And I think when you kind of come to, you're like leaned up, looking down at this wall. The wood in that area is groaning under the stress of a person standing there. And and there's just this like ectoplasmic Ghostbusters vomit that you've just put down the hole. It's all on the edges, splattered on the wall.
Nice. Yeah. Maud looks pale.
Nice.
And
I'm gonna come over and study Maud. Not because I care, but because I don't want to fall through the floor.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she's standing like she's just like hurled into it.
Yes.
And I put my mask away and rub my eyes and like wipe my mouth, like grab like a bit one of the layers and I try to like get the taste out of my mouth. And I say we should go.
Yes, we
and
should.
I feel like if I can accent this, like there's like a huskiness to her voice that wasn't there before with Rorik there, Rorik present. I'm sure the Dimmer sisters will be here soon.
Oh, I have very little doubt about that.
And Judd, I think we want to beat feet.
Yeah. I think you're make a risky standard roll to get home. Because I think
what do you want us to prowl it, or
I don't think I'm supposed to tell you guys what action to use. I think I'm.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
we pick, and in fact, you decide the effect, and you decide the effect and the position after we
based on that.
Action. So if we're like prowl, and you're like, yeah, that's the perfect thing. That sounds great. But if we're like, we're gonna do it with
wreck,
like,
right?
What do you
we're just gonna smash our way through this shit.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I think prowl makes total sense.
Cool. Yeah, that's definitely risky standard. That's a good one to use.
Yeah. Okay.
Scanner,
Shall I?
Do you want to do it? Yeah.
I would be happy to. Hold on a second. I got something. There we go. Okay. So you said risky standard?
Yeah.
Whiskey standard? Don't mind if I do. Okay.
And is it fair that scanning can just sort of lead us there, or would you like me to do it as part of a group action since we're both be sneaking?
I'm happy with scanning leading. That's fine.
Okay.
I'd be happy to do it as a group action scanning, but there's as good a chance as any as I would give you stress, and I know you're not in the.
I'm fairly stressed already. Well, I got a 4 at least.
That's something.
Yeah.
Mid-shelf whiskey. Thanks, Matthew. Whiskey standard.
Whiskey standard. Whiskey standard.
Cool. So you are. You're so close, damn it.
I mean, the thing that you can do is a consequence for a 4 is put, since the risk was risky, you can put 2 ticks on. Oh yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah. The Dimmer sisters clock becomes full. So you guys are in a doorway across the canal from, under Whitestone, across the canal from your headquarters, and you see a pair of girls holding hands, black lace dresses with black lace veils floating down actually they're walking because they want to be inconspicuous. Mm-hmm. But they're walking, and that the way that they're walking lightly says to you that they could be floating at any moment. And then when you look and see your doorway, you see that there's another pair floating right in front of the door.
Son of a beast.
Have they spotted us yet?
They have not. But they have not seen you yet.
Um,
but it's a matter of time.
Yeah. Maud turns to Scannon and Maud turns to the crow and says, is it going to be fighting? Is it going to be fighting, or is it going to be running? Because we're going to have to decide soon.
I was thinking maybe a little bit of both. I'll see if I can draw them off, perhaps.
If you're up for it.
I'm going to need something that they will think that you're with me, or that I have Rorik with me.
I feel like since I forged this, I sort of listened in on their communication.
Yeah.
That that sort of grounds for me knowing what they might be using to track Rorik.
Yep, totally.
Is that fair to say that I could? Well, I guess I'm not sure if this is something that's crossed your mind or not, Chad, but do you know what that is? And is it possible that I could create a decoy that of that? Sort of give them a...
Yeah, they're using one of his hats as kind of like a way to find where his spirit is.
Like
you know,
a sympathetic connection to
yeah,
it.
a sympathetic connection.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the weird thing that they're doing is, because they've got this weird ghost network going on, is that neither of these two have the hat. Like, someone centrally has the hat and then like triangulates.
Oh,
which,
gotcha.
Right.
Which you like, basically, if you hadn't listened in on them, you wouldn't understand what's going on.
Okay.
But because of that, you're like, oh snap! Like you get what's so complicated. And in your hand, you realize as you're thinking this is the dagger that Rorik took from Zamira.
Oh, nice. And I say, I'm afraid you're gonna have to give this up. And I shoved it, like, I'm saying it out loud, but I'm saying it to Rorik. And I'm gonna put it in your hands.
Okay.
And I say, I think that if there is a physical tether, that this has got to be it.
Okay.
Especially since they didn't know where he was and knew where his things were.
Right. I am going to ghost veil my way through, since we're in a doorway, right?
Yeah.
So that I have the picture right. Okay.
Yep.
So if I ghost veil my way through a few walls away with the dagger.
Yeah.
And then make a break across the street far enough away from them so that they see me at that point. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds ballsy.
So that's what I think we're going to try to do.
Cool. What are you using to do that?
Finesse. That's the sleight of hand thing. So I'm trying to do misdirection and.
Okay. Risky standard.
Okay.
I'm going to spend a stress to give you a helping die on that, because I think handing you the dagger is totally like, I think it's stressful to me because I'm sure it's pissing Rorik off, like that he's like losing it. So I could see it, but also that feels like
I was trying to think of a devil's bargain to get a bonus die too.
Well, the one that occurs to me is just that the Dimmer Sisters would know that this is where our hangout is. Like, if they're expecting to find Rorik, if they find us, they might know that this is. I mean, that's a brutal devil's bargain, but it's not exactly like our place has been hidden to other people.
That's true. I mean, it's not like you couldn't ask, and even the Bluecoats know. You know,
everybody knows.
It's just on the blue code. It's just like a circuit. Like,
so, geez.
I don't know. What do you think, Jen? Is that a good?
Yeah, I think that's a good devil's bargain that they.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 2 bonus dice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Risky standard, you said?
Risky standard.
Okay. Throw on 2 more dice. Come on, baby.
And to be clear, like what you want is for them to follow you, but like
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You want them to follow you and presumably ditch them. Like,
Sweet mother of God, I am rolling crap tonight. Yes, I want them to pursue me, and then I was thinking of that at some point I would make a second finesse roll and ditch them.
Got it. Cool. So I think
I wish to lead them on a merry chase.
I think that second finesse roll is coming, right? Because they catch you, they both peel off and follow you, and I think you're basically like across the canal, in kind of like the Six Towers area, and they're chasing you down, and they're just closing. Like you can't lose them.
Right.
You know, you're getting out of breath. You can feel it. Your places to hide are running out, and you're not able to lose them. And I think the way I'm going to say that the 4 is a complication is now you're in a desperate position.
Okay.
Is we're going to have to like have another finesse roll, but it's desperate standard.
Yeah. And this doesn't make any difference because you have the same number of dots. But if you're in like straight up just like running mode, that's really prowl. Prowl is like all kinds of athleticism, and you have the same amount of dots in them. It doesn't matter, but.
Right. No, I know. But in this case, what I'm about to do is I'm about to pull misdirection.
Oh, cool. Then
that's where that was coming in. I wasn't going to do a flat out run to make them chase me all night long. I was just trying to get them interested enough in me to actually play into my next misdirection.
Got it.
Seems like it worked.
All right. I'm gonna take 2 stress for a bonus die. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slide. I'm going to slide along. I can't think of what they're called now. The places where barges tie off.
Yeah.
A slip.
Okay.
I'm going to go along. I'm going to dip into a slip and drop the dagger into the canal.
Nice.
And then I'm going to veil into a cellar that I know is behind this area in Six Towers.
Cool.
Nice. As far as we know, the Dimmer sisters, although they float and whatnot, they are corporeal, or are they ghostly?
They're corporeal.
All right. So one way you could super
desperate?
piss. Yeah, I think it's desperate.
Sorry, good.
One way you could super piss them off is ghost veil. I don't know if maybe you just said this and I missed it because you're talking about veiling, but use your ghost veil, let go of the dagger still in the ghost field. So like leave the dagger behind the ghost field. So they're like, shh, crap, we sense it, but we can't get to it because it's like not physical anymore.
Right. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, okay. Awesome. I could leave that in the. It
feels like a good way to like leave them super thwarted, and they're just like, crap.
No, I like that. I like that a lot. So the position is desperate, and the effect is.
Yeah, I think with leaving it in the ghost veil, I think the effect is great. I think it's that's a really cool idea.
Okay. Okay, and here we go. Fingers crossed. Give me 6. Oh, fuck. What the fuck?
Well, the great news is and on that note,
I used my 6 up early enough.
And on that note, while John is thinking about horrible things for you to do, we should probably take our next
to happen to me.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, let's take a break. I'm going to get a glass of water, and I think I know what happens.
Okay.
Excellent. Click this on. Sorry, my machine is running real slow. It's like, oh, you want to change
So's
things? How about we just
Or
not?
I have a better idea. Let's not change things.
Yeah. All right. We'll see everyone. We'll see you all in a minute.
Yep.